Yo, JD here, Limitless, and we are here finally for F1 2021. The first video of many, and I have to say, man, I've been really looking forward to this. It's been a long time coming. I only just got the game today. I've been doing my best to not watch any videos in this because I really want to discover things myself and create as much hype as possible. So it really does feel like Christmas morning to me. But as always, we are going to start with a Hotlap and setup, which I will be doing every single day. So I am going in calendar track order. So I'll be doing 2 videos a day, one Hotlap and setup, and then another longer video later on. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any. We are starting off with Bahrain, a track that I would probably say is one of my weakest in raw speed and enjoyment as well. It's a shame Australia is not here at the moment. But we're going to start this lap now. You can see we actually made an improvement of a 24.5. And this lap, we're just going to talk through it quite casually, and then we are going to dissect it afterwards. Going to here, the first thing I noticed about this game is lockups is not particularly punishable. So we got through that pretty nicely. Nice rotation. Going to here, braking at the same point as 2020. I noticed the handling straight away is a lot more understeery than the previous game. Want to avoid these curbs as much as possible, but you can go on this one. It's actually okay. It depends really which one you decide to attack. Probably one of the hardest corners of the track now. I take a really wide line here. I used to take quite a tight middle line, but I find for me the trail braking is a little bit easier because braking is a big difference on this game, which we will probably save for a separate video. Going through the left-hander, you can see we actually missed the apex and got a bit of a poor exit here. We're using all the curb on the entry, third gear, and then going up through the gears once again. This last corner, a very difficult braking zone, but quite similar to the last game again. As you hit the curb, that's where you want to be braking. Third gear, fourth gear, going up through the gears. Have a little snap of oversteer, managing to do it nicely, and we are improving on our time, but there is a lot more potential in the tank, and that puts me to P2 on the leaderboard temporarily. But we are now going to analyze this lap in a little bit more detail. So as we're going to start it here, you want to be looking to the left hand side. This is my reference point, and I brake about 120-ish meters out between the 100 and 150 meter board. Going through here, you can see the lockup's not really punishing us, but look at the throttle application. Not completely full throttle, but once the wheel is straight, that's when we go 100% on full throttle. This braking point, again, is similar to last year's game, where it's just after the 100 meter board. That's where you want to be looking for. Use all of the track on the entry. Slow in, fast out for this corner, I think is the way. Avoid that curb on the exit. Ride this curb and look at the throttle and the braking. Again, not completely 100%. Dab off a little bit just to make sure you don't get caught up by that curb. And this corner is really about feeling, but as you pass the Amarco board, that's when we're braking in a straight line. Look at the throttle application. You have to be very aggressive here. You have to use the throttle for the rotation in this corner. And now here, you can look at the braking. This is trail braking, not 100%, just dancing with the brake pedal. And then again, similar to the right-hander, use the throttle to rotate the car. That's a theme that I've actually picked up already on this game. But going through into here, you want to be braking just between the 2 boards again. So about 65-ish meters out, I would say. This one, you want to be a little bit tighter than that. Don't run on that curb, so that's not a good way to do it. Stay nice and tight to the right-hand side. Use all of the track. And just before the Rolex goes out of view, that is my braking point reference. Braking in a straight line, trying to kiss this apex, and then be very aggressive on the throttle, run out on the exit curb. Now going into this last corner, one of the most difficult on the track. As you pass the shadow of the banner above you, just a split seconds you pass that, that is the braking point. And again, you want to be nice and aggressive. Try and not really run out too much onto this curb as you can onto the car. DRS sign, and coming across the line, it's a 24.556, which honestly I'm actually quite happy with. This track is not a favourite of mine. We're only a 10th away, and I think there's a lot more potential in that. And the setup, importantly, I feel is very, very usable as well. So let's look at the setup. 6-8 wings. So I think a common theme of this game is that it's going to be much higher wings than it was on the previous game. So 6-8. I did try 8-10 for a while, and I actually got a 24-5 of that as well. The differential is very different. 84-56. Got running towards much more of a locked setup because traction is very important. So you need that traction potential. Although it's harder, you need more of the potential, which we will discuss in another video as well. But as we move on to suspension geometry, this is actually one I actually used last year for most of the tracks. The right 2.5, and a lot of people using the rear camber all the way to the left. I feel you need to run a little bit more towards the right because that will give some rotation in the low speed. But again, we will save that for a different video. But most people running right, left, 0.8 and left. I decided to run a little bit of rear camber. I think it's very important. This here now, 2.5, 2.5. So running a lot softer than we did in the previous game. Previous game, it was like 1.11. And I ran quite stiff roll bars, but everyone's very different. This just felt quite good for me at this stage. And 2.6 ride height to make sure it's good over the curbs and good rear stability, because you really do have to protect the rear of the car because traction is crucial on this game. 100 brake pressure, I don't think that's going to be changing too much, but the front brake bias is definitely more towards the front now. Previous game, it used to be 50 pretty much no matter what. Now I'd say 57 to 54 is when you'd be aiming for, and full tire pressures, which really only applies to time trial. For online, I feel it'll be a different story depending on how the tires react. I haven't done online yet, but I will be doing it very soon, and that's what we'll be testing it out. So I think for a first lap, not a bad effort at all. Ran a track that has definitely not been a favourite of mine, but I feel this setup was, I think it's pretty much identical to Tyrrell Martin's. I think I used his and just changed a couple of settings. It was very, very stable out of the get-go. I did use some higher wings to experiment a little bit, and I actually got the same time. So I feel running a higher wing setup could be very, very good. It just depends on the ERS harvesting reward and the tyre temps and wear. That's something we're going to have to test out a lot. One thing to also mention is that I am opening a members only Discord, and with that, if you become a member of this channel, you will get up-to-date setups in real time for my league racing, because these setups will inevitably probably be evolving as the game continues. You'll get to chat with me, you'll get to race with me on a daily basis and ask me anything you want, along with one-to-one coaching, which is something I'm looking to do in the future. So thank you for watching this. I hope you are enjoying the game so far. Make sure you like and subscribe, because I will be doing a hot lap every single day, along with many other videos. And also just let me know what you want me to do as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great time, and I will catch you soon. Peace.